students, in this video we are going to cover chapter 10 of class 6. The name of the chapter is Grassroots Democracy. This is the part 1, which is governance. Okay, in this we are going to study about the three organs of the government and how our government actually works, and the three levels of government which are made to to make the country to work the country smoothly. And the third, we are going to study about democracy. Okay, so let's study all these important factors one by one. The first topic, we have three organs of the government. Okay, so let's study. So across the world, digital technology has changed how societies work. So digital technology has spread everywhere. Okay, you already know that in the previous time we used post office. Okay, but digital platforms transferred instantly. Okay, and now in a laptop, in a particular phone, you can do everything instantly. You don't need to do a long wait as the previous people did. Okay, they used post office. Okay, they used the method which were very time consuming and were not as first instant as digital platforms are. But as you all know, those things will have advantages as well as disadvantages also. For example, we have criminals also who steal money online through this digital platforms. Okay, so this is also a disadvantage, that a people, by asking an OTP or some questions, can hack our accounts and can do crimes through online. Okay, without leaving their decks, creating serious risks for any ordinary citizens. Okay, so this is such a serious case which we also face through online platforms. Okay, now digital process, while beneficial, also requires strong governance to protect society from misuse. Okay, this is also very important. Okay, so if a particular person do any crime, so how our government works and treats that people, and what are the rights an individual have. Okay, so for that, first and most important, uh, we can say government, we have legislative. Okay, so what does it do basically? So this part of the government makes new laws. Okay, legislative is the main governing authority which makes all the laws. Okay, all the new laws, and if any existing law we need to alter, then legislative is responsible for that. Okay, it is made up of representative choose. So that means the representatives choose the assembly members. Clear? People who discuss, change, and approve laws that control how society works. Clear? That means this is a system of giving votes. Okay, so whoever get the majority voters will rule the society and will make the laws. Okay, so majority peoples elect the member who will rule the legislatives. Okay, next important governance body, we have executive. Okay, what does it work? So the laws, all the changes, the final laws made by legislative was done by executive now. Clear? They carry out laws created by legislations. Okay, so so they make the laws and the executives carry out the laws. Okay, so this includes the head of the state, like the president or the prime minister. Okay, so president and prime ministers include in the executive portions. Okay, along with this, ministers and various energies that enforce laws and keep orders are come in the category of executives. Okay, third and most important, we have judiciary. Okay, so what is the judiciary work? So this is the court system that explains the laws and decides if someone has broken them. It also determines the right actions to take, including penalties if needed. Okay, okay, this judiciary requires Supreme Court, High Court. Okay, and later on district court. Okay, so what legislative, they make the laws. Okay, and executive execute those laws which is made by legislative. Okay, and now judiciary is the one who checks that if anyone is executing or making the laws properly, are all the peoples are treated equally, is any one's community is not getting benefit of this. So equality is very important. So to keep constitution, all the rules proper, and no any wrong law makes, so all these decisions were noticed by judiciary. Now don't think if these all works are little bit, they now see these all the bodies, these all the governing bodies work independently. These all the bodies work parallelly. Okay, so there is no any kind of interaction. That means legislative and executive and judiciary, all the members of these work independently. They don't interfere in each other's matters. Okay, they check each, but yes, they check each other governance methods. Okay, so that they are able to question on each other, so that a maintenance, a proper management works together. Okay, that means no a particular community governance can work dominantly. Everyone has equal right to work. Clear? This is also important to know that everyone works independently. Okay, Now, these three organs of the government work together. These can be understood with the example of cybercrime. Okay, that means if a cybercrime example, when we saw that criminals can, without moving on their desk, can do a major crime. Okay, through online platforms. Okay, so this was is done by legislative, executive, and then judiciary. So, cybercrime is a new form of criminal activity. Digital technologies have created new groups of criminals who are using digital ways. Okay, this we have done. Next, we have separation of powers, that how we have separated these powers. Okay, so uh, the three organs of the government work and interact with each other. Okay, I told you that these work independently, but still they interact each other so that they are able to know that how each and every governing body is working properly or not. Okay, however, in any good system or governing, these organs must kept separate. Okay, okay, this is important. They must kept separate. This separation is called separation of powers. Okay, this is very very important to understand. This is called separation of powers. Now, it helps to maintain the system of checks and balance. Okay, so this is important that a check and balance systems moves in all the communities. Okay, under the system, each organ of the government check the work of other organs, restore balance. If any organ is acting beyond his expected role, okay, if any organ is misusing their powers, and in order to check each other organ's function, we call it as separation of powers, because no one has right to interfere in others matter, but yes, everyone interact each other so that they are able to know that each and every organ is working properly without dominating each other, without doing improper work or not. Okay, is anyone breaking constitutional laws or not? So these things were checked by different these three organs in each other. Clear? Next we have, in India there are three levels of government, that is local, which we also call regional government, because mostly local states are based on religious. Okay, are basically our regional government, so we also call local state as regional government. Okay, next, nations, and each level has its own duties. Okay, so these levels operates within a democratic framework and relies on elected representative at both the state and national levels. Okay, so first we have central or union government. Okay, so this is the central part. Okay, then we will go deeper into deeper. So if the event of significant flood impacting large areas, okay, that means central part, as the name is suggesting, they take care of central area. Okay, that means you can understand this with an example of principal of a school. They carry the central problems of the school. That means if a student is arguing with another friend, then this is not a case deal with by principal ma'am. Okay, so they carry the major problems like flood impacting the major areas. Okay, the central government may also assist by providing relief supplies and deploying the army. Okay, because these are some major actions, so they can be taken by central or union governments. Okay, so these governments is responsible for national defense, foreign relations, and large infrastructure projects. Okay, next, we have state government. Now we have taken that major rules are ruled by central government. Okay, but now as we go little deeper, okay, that means in a class issue, your class teacher take care of that. Okay, so in that you can understand that state government take care of state areas. Okay, not national level decisions, but on their particular state, as the government belongs to. Okay, so when problem affects multiple towns and villages, the state government intervenes. Okay, and dispatches rescue teams to assist those in needs. Okay, they oversee areas such as education, healthcare, and transport within their regions, that are these facilities providing properly or not. Okay, so these state level problems are taken care of by state government. Next, we have local government. Okay, so this is the level that is nearest to the public and address issues specifically to areas like towns or villages. Okay, local authorities manage concerns that affect small communities such as minor floods in neighborhood. They take care of tasks like rubbish collection, street cleaning, and park maintenance. Okay, so you can see that rubbish collection such things. So you can easily understand that a prime minister would not carry a would not take care of these problems like rubbish collection, street cleaning. Okay, so these small tasks are carried by local governments. Okay, so as per the activity, as per the problems, as per the needs, different communities and governments have been different kinds of local governments work upon it. Okay, for example, in your class, if your two friends are arguing with each other, then monitor can handle. If monitor are not able to handle, then teacher comes, and then after principal comes. Similarly, local government handle, then state government, and then union government. Clear? Now this is a very beautiful chart to understand in one visit the main difference between all of them. Okay, you can read this. This is a very beautiful count for one view revision. Okay, next we have Indian mottos and our meanings. Okay, so India have their own mottos and their own meanings. Okay, so many of our institutions have motto inspired by wisdom of ancient texts. Okay, so with ancient texts wisdom, we have identified these mottos. Okay, the government of India's motto, for example, Satyamev Jayate. Okay, this is a motto which means truth alone triumph. That means truth is enough. Truth alone triumph. Okay, that means triumph, victory is enough if you believe in the word truth. Okay, Supreme Court has also motto that is Yato Dharmas. Yato Dharmastato Jaya. Where there is dharma, there is victory. That means wherever is dharma, there is victory. There you will win. Okay. So these are some words. These are some mottos which are helping. Okay. Next we have democracy. Okay, this is a very important term which you must understand. Okay, democracy. See, democracy states that every person have equal rights, equal opportunities to do anything. Okay, until and unless any person is harming with that. Okay, democracy states that democracy is for the people, by the people, and of the people. What does this statement mean? The statement means that democracy, whoever will rule over our country would be elected by the people. Okay, who is living in that country. The simple funda follows by democracy. Okay, and in opposite of that there is monarchy. Okay, see, I tell you this briefly because this is important to understand. First up we have democracy. Okay, and next we have monarchy. Okay, and next we have monarchy. So democracy what say? Democracy say for the people, of the people, and by the people. But what here has here, king's son will become next king, will become next king rule. Next king rule. Okay, that means in monarchy no election conduct, no people's opinions matter. Whoever will be the son of king will become next king. Okay, but in democracy people elect, people vote for the for the person who they want to govern the country. Okay, and this is the right for every people that anyone can stand up in elections, and if anyone wants to govern the country, then they need to stand up, and they only need to get the major votes. Okay, so I hope you have understand that means people will elect the votes. Okay, and according to them only government will govern, but here king's son will become the next king. I hope this is clear. So this was the main thing which you need to understand. If you have understood this, then now the thing is very simple. Okay, now very simple. Okay, now first of all understand that where this curve has derived. So democracy is derived from a Greek word which meaning is people. Okay, demos means people and kratos means rule. Okay, so the rule by the people. Okay, that means those people who elect those person who get major votes will rule our country. Okay, which together means rule of the people. That means people are ruling the country. It is not possible for all the people to rule, and hence people voters for their representatives through the elections. So obviously it's not possible. Okay, you consider a team around you. Okay, suppose you have a sports team, so all the peoples can take decisions and arguments can happen. So we set a leader, and this leader will maintain the sports performance and will set the rules. Okay, so based on that new sets of rules organized, and everyone listen that leader. And if any student feels that, if majority of people feel that this leader is not good, then they can change that leader. Okay, so same funda happens here. All peoples cannot run the country. So a major party has been elected, which is elected by the people. Clear? Now the representatives rule on the behalf of people. They represent are elected members of the representative assemblies. Okay, now this is important. The system of elections of representative is present both the state and national level. Okay, they are called members of legislative assembly, though MLAs, okay, at the state level, and the members of parliaments at the national level. Clear? These members hold discuss. Okay, this is important. Let me highlight this thing. Okay, what they are saying that on national level, okay, on national level and on state level. Okay, so what they're saying that on state and national levels we have classified the things. Okay, and MLAs, which are member of legislative assembly, they are at the state level. Okay, that means member of legislative assembly. State levels पे कौन है? Member of legislative assembly, those are MLAs. Okay, and on national level we have MPs. Okay, that means members of parliament. Okay, this is important. Next we have assembly related to laws, problem solutions, and try to convince each other when there is a difference of opinions. Okay, that when a number of people have different kinds of opinions, then the opinion taken by majority people is considered, and other people try to convince other people also to increase their the people's satisfaction, their agreements. Okay, to keep their respect, you can say. Okay, now first is direct democracy. So there is an instance of direct democracy where every student opinion are considered to decide the location. Grassroots democracy, this root term describes a system that empowers and promotes participation from ordinary citizens, allowing them to influence decisions that impact their lives. Okay, so these are kinds of different democracy, that this is where students opinions are considered to decide the location, and here where we allow students to influence decisions that impact their lives. Okay, so these are different decisions. Okay, next we have structure of government in India. So the Indian government operates at 3 levels: central, state. Understanding these structures is vital for grasping how government functions in the country. Okay, so you are the citizens of the country, you will serve the country in future, so you need to understand that how government actually works. Clear? Next we have importance of democracy. So democracy provides the framework of the system. This is important. This provides the framework of the system operating through election representative at both the state and national governments. Clear? Now we have features of Indian government. Indian operates a representative democracy. Okay, where citizens choose representatives and make decisions for them. It holds the title world largest democracy with approximately 970 million voters in 2024. Okay, when PM was elected third time, voting rights are guaranteed to all Indian citizens aged 18 and above. That means all people who are 18 plus are allowed to give vote. Clear? At the state level, the elected representative are known members of legislative assembly. At the national level, these representatives are referred to as members of parliament. Okay, that means when you are electing the peoples on the national level, then they will call them MPs, and when you are electing the people on state level, then you will call them member of legislative assembly. Clear? Okay, now we have representation engaged in discussion about laws, issues within assemblies where they aim to persuade each other through dialogues and debate. Okay, next we have grassroots democracy. Allows ordinary citizens to participate in decision-making processes that influence their lives. The Indian government operates on 3 levels: center, state, center or national state, and the third one is local. For instance, if a class is deciding on a picnic spot, they might debate 2 options. A and B consider factors like distance and cost. The teacher may suggest voting where the options with the most raised hands is chosen. The illustration form deciding democracy using valuable each student's opinions. Okay, so here an example was given that if a picnic is that a picnic should organize or not, students are voting that should organize or not, and a teacher would obey those who have the maximum votes. Okay, so this happen in our homes, societies, schools, everywhere. Okay, but when it's held at the large scale, then we call it at governance. Okay, so here this important chapter completes. I hope you understood the chapter. Thank you.